Hey guys, Simisdim Gaming here, and it's that time again. Let's talk Resident Evil 3. Capcom have released a whole bunch of screenshots detailing some new locations and some new, technically, new returning monsters. So let's jump right into that right now. We're going to start off with the new locations that we can see in the screenshots. This brings me to my first screenshot that I'm going to feature. As you can see here, it looks like a power station of some sort, and I believe it is the power station section from the original Resident Evil 3. As you can see, it looks like it's been cocooned in something, which is quite interesting. However, that brings me on to this screenshot. As you can see, it's still in the power station area with that cocooned goo, and as you can see, we've got our first confirmation of a returning monster, and that monster, unfortunately, is the Drain Demos. I say unfortunately because as a child they always freaked me out when I encountered them. Personally, I am liking the new design. One thing that's going to be interesting as well is if they're going to have a new moveset, or if it's just going to be the same Drain Demos from the old ones. Personally, I hope they have a new moveset as it allowed a new challenge. I then move on to this screenshot. As you can see, Jill looks like she's at a control panel. What I think this is an updated version of the power station puzzle, where you can potentially overload the electricity, and what I believe, Jill is looking out at the sea of zombies that descend on the power station. I could be wrong, but I do think this is what this is, and if so, I'm kind of excited as it was a pretty awesome cutscene in the game. This brings me on to the final power station screenshot. As you can see to the left of the screen, where Jill is aiming, you've got the top of the power station, and Nemesis is obviously in front of her, so this means a possible Nemesis encounter. However, I don't think it's guaranteed, as Capcom have said that Nemesis isn't on the tether to certain locations and cutscenes. So he could appear, but you could get lucky and he might not appear. But obviously in the original he does, so that would be interesting if he doesn't appear. Personally, I'd like him to appear just to keep up appearances from the original. However, that's enough for the power station area. Let's move on to this screenshot. I believe this is the sewer area. The sewer area wasn't really explored that much in the original Resident Evil 3. The sewer area I am referring to is where you fall down the hole and fight the smaller gravedigger when you're on your way to the tram. I believe this is going to be vastly expanded, which is going to be really interesting, considering we obviously explore another part of it in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Here's just another screenshot of what I believe is a continuation of the sewer area also. This looks like it could be the start of it, and then the winding staircase looks like it could be an exploration of this area. Not much else to talk about on this screenshot. It does bring me nicely to this screenshot however, which is in the sewer area also. As you can see, it's a new type of monster. Originally, I have heard a lot of people saying it's a hunter gamma, which is understandable as it has legs and it does actually have a small tail. However, in this screenshot you do see it's opening its mouth, and that is definitely not the way a hunter gamma opens its mouth. So this, I believe, is a new design on the gravedigger, so that's going to be really interesting considering it has legs. So that's potentially going to mean it's going to be even faster than it was before. Probably going to be a big problem trying to get around it. Let me know what you think about that one, if it's the gravedigger or if it is a hunter gamma. Like I said, I personally think it's the gravedigger because as you can see in this screenshot, classically, hunter gammas do look more amphibian, kind of like a frog crossed with a hunter, rather than the gravedigger. That's pretty much the only interesting things from the sewer part that I picked up on. Let's just move on to this screenshot here. As you can see, it's showing more of Jill on the Raccoon City streets, and it looks pretty messed up. So that's going to be quite interesting. I can't wait to get back out on the streets, as obviously in Resident Evil 2 Remake, like the original, we weren't on the streets for that long. So I can't wait to get stuck in and run away from the horde. This segues nicely into Nemesis, so there are a couple more screenshots showing Jill being pursued by Nemesis in various parts of Raccoon City. One thing that's interesting is primarily they show off his new toy, the flamethrower. There is one screenshot which I'm going to show you now, which interests me more than the rest, and that is this one. The importance of this screenshot is as follows. So as you can see here, Nemesis is on fire. And what's interesting is he's left-handed because he has his flamethrower in his left hand in the previous screenshot, and in this one he has it in the right, which means that he's discarding it. So what I think can happen, you can actually shoot the flamethrower, or at least the explosive barrel on the back, and that will then break the flamethrower and also damage him and set him on fire. So that's quite interesting, as obviously with the rocket launcher in the original game, after 6 to 8 shots I believe, he then discards it or it blows up, making him a melee only character. So that's going to be quite interesting, and it might make the gameplay quite diverse. One thing I do think is going to happen, if you damage one weapon, he's then going to come at you the next time with a different one. I hope that happens, because that will make it quite diverse. They were just my thoughts on the screenshot leaks. They were just the things that I found quite interesting. Let me know if you agree with my theories or what you think is different. But as always guys, let me know your thoughts below, and if you're new, please subscribe and click that bell notification to be notified when I bring you any new content. As always, this is Simisdim Gaming, and I'll see you on the next one.